If you own a motorcycle, this news could either save your start of the year or really upset you. The São Paulo government confirmed zero imposto sobre a propriedade de veículos automotores for motorcycles in 2026, total exemption. But hold on, before you go tearing up your bills and popping champagne, hit the like button first and watch until the end, because there are some catches, the fine print. I'm Amanda Pagliari. This is Brazil's most charming motorcycle channel delivering top two-wheel news. Hit like and subscribe so you never miss a video. The rule has changed, the engine displacement limit has increased, but not every motorcycle is included in this celebration. Is your motorcycle on the very important person exemption list, or will you have to pay the bill? Now in January, right? I'll show you which models are tax exempt in São Paulo. Even if you don't live there, stay tuned. I have an exemption map for you. In Brazil, some states exempt everyone, while others have odd rules like requiring payment if you get a ticket. So if you're from outside São Paulo, watch the video too, because your state might be on the exemption list. And in the end, are you going to celebrate or not? But let's find out if you beat the system. Let's get straight to the point. The Legislative Assembly of São Paulo approved at the end of 2025 the exemption of PVA for motorcycles, and the rule is already in effect now for January 2026. The big news is that the bar has been raised. Before, the fight was for the 160. Now, the official exemption limit in São Paulo is for motorcycles up to 180 cc. Who's laughing for no reason? Obviously, the sales champions are included. We have all the Cargo General Fan Titan models. We also have the Bros and XR, but not the Ano, because it goes over 180. And also, still talking about Honda, we have the scooters up to 160cc, including the PCX and ADV. The entire Yamaha 150 lineup, like the Factor, FZ 15 and the Crosser 150 as well. In addition to the scooters like the NMAX and the Aerox AI 160AH and the R15 sport bike also made it onto the exempt list. Look how great that is. Besides that, we have the Dominar NS 160 and the Pulsar N150 from Bajaj, which are also exempt. We also offer bikes like the Haujui DR 160 NK, 150 DK, 160 and the 125cc scooter range. Guys, don't forget about the scooters too. The exemption also applies to them, meaning motorcycles, mopeds, scooters, okay? Both motorcycles and scooters. However, there's one thing, the benefit is only for individuals and not for companies. So companies that have 160cc motorcycles, as part of their fleet, for example, won't get this benefit. I think that's bad, unfortunately. Oh man, so just don't pay. Basically, yes, the bill won't even be generated. Look how great that is, but pay attention to this. The government system cross-checks data, okay? Your motorcycle must be in good standing to qualify for the exemption. If you have overdue licensing, a court block, or a pending fine, the system may block the benefit. The exemption only applies to the tax. Settle any old debts, alright? Quickly visit the Poupa Tempo app or website to check your motorcycle status. Then, if you're watching from elsewhere in Brazil, you might ask, what about my state, mano? Am I in trouble or lucky? Well, the Federal Senate approved the national exemption, but each state's governor makes the final decision. So look, if you live in these places here, congratulations. You'll have some extra money for a barbecue or for gas. So we have, right? Paraíba and Paraná have guaranteed exemption for motorcycles up to 170cc. Acre also has an exemption. Yes, Acre exists and is actually setting an example for many states out there in the southeast, huh? There's an exemption for motorcycles up to 170cc, but it only applies if you own just one motorcycle. So imagine that person who financed for their relatives. There's always that person with good credit who ends up financing for a bunch of people, right? They have their own motorcycle, then finance one for a relative, maybe a brother or son. That's it, since it must be in the person's name. That's the issue. Santa Catarina. Here things are different, including in Santa Catarina. It's been a while since there was an exemption, but now we have an update. The exemption goes up to motorcycles with 200cc, and I think that's a good thing because there are a lot of motorcycles with 190cc, for example, or 200cc. However, anyone who received a ticket in the previous year, such as in 2025, can't use this benefit in 2025. And so think about next year. If you get a ticket in 2026, you won't be able to have this benefit in 2027. It's kind of like a reward for good behavior. Sergipay has a similar program called RODBEM, which now exempts motorcycles up to 165cc, but the owner can only have one motorcycle and earn up to 2 minimum wages. Still, it's better than nothing. Now, if you live in Minas, Rio, or Bahia, congratulations, you're out of luck. Unfortunately, most of the governors pretended not to know, acted like they didn't see it. And you'll see the bill coming, right, guys? I'm laughing, but with a lot of respect. I pay high vehicle taxes. I'm from São Paulo and only own a 150cc motorcycle Sheila, but still need to pay vehicle tax for others. I know it's hard, but that's reality. In the end, any savings are welcome for people who love two wheels, whether it's to buy some equipment, pay for gas, a trip, whatever. Now I want to hear from you. Is your motorcycle on the exemption list or did you get the bill? Don't miss the schedule. You can pay in installments, which is a benefit. If you miss it, you'll owe the full amount at once. I think that's not good, but if you can pay in full, use the date to get a discount. And tell me what you think about this rule in Santa Catarina, about tying the tax to the fines, huh? Do you think that's fair or not? Let's see. And also tell me which state should have imposto sobre a propriedade de veículos automotores exemption in 2027. Leave lots of comments. Maybe a governor or state representative will see my video and think it's a good idea. Should I suggest it? I think Minas has a lot of motorcyclists. People from Minas follow my channel a lot. I love Minas. Guys, there are other states, Mato Grosso, Rio Grande do Sul, so many states. There are plenty of places to give exemptions. And what about Brasilia, right? People from Brasilia too, huh? There's still more exemption missing. I want to fill up a basket. I want 2027 in the name of Jesus and to fill up a basket. About the imposto sobre a propriedade de veículos automotores exemption, of course, not everyone will get this exemption, right? But at least it already brings some relief for sure to many people, so that's it. If you liked the video, leave a like, share it with your friends from São Paulo and also from other states. Like I said, I'm sure they'll enjoy it. And what's cool is that a lot of people will even take advantage of this to plan their buying strategy. So imagine that you're keeping an eye, for example, on one. Between the Domina 200 and Domina 160, I think the 200 is more powerful and better. But depending on the strategy you're going to use, it might be more worthwhile, according to your situation, to get the 160 since you'll get the exemption, so that's a really good thing. If someone needs to buy a BROS or an XR 190 according to this exemption strategy, they would go for the BROS, right? She'll have an imposto sobre a propriedade de veículos automotores exemption indefinitely unless the law changes, right? That's it. Share your opinion and leave a like below. Subscribe to the channel because there are always new videos here every week for you, releases, news, lots of good stuff. I'm posting a cool video above with all the new releases coming in 2026. Guys, there are 51 motorcycles and down here I'm leaving a really cool video that I'm sure you'll like. See you next time. Kisses.